Hey, how's it going? I just got off the train. I had to go to the doctor 30 miles away from my house in Chicago, which is kind of a peaceful trip if you have enough money where you can take a day off of work. But other than that, it ended up just being a really way longer than I thought it was gonna be to do everything. And so it was I messed up and was late at the doctor, and I'm like, man, did this concussion I got? And just to reiterate, I know I post videos at really random times, and I'll post 3 videos at a time, and I don't say what the video is from and stuff, and I need to get in a habit of that because so people can see the progress and stuff, because otherwise you don't even know where I'm at. So and I always try to say where I'm at the beginning of my videos. And I got people wrote to me, and I want to say thanks for writing. And I got my phone stolen at the hospital, because the reason why I went to the hospital, I'll say it again. I'm quitting drinking. That's my goal in life. One of the goals. And I had quit, but this is a big point that I want to make. First I want to say, so I was confused when I got to that hospital, and I'm because I'm late and everything was going wrong, and I'm did that concussion screw up my life? Am I just unaware of what's going on with how I'm thinking about life? And so anyway, I'm just riding my bike here. I ride it like this sometimes because because you can go on the sidewalk and people aren't as threatened, so they're not jumping out of the way scared, because they know you. I guess you look less threatening, even though you could hit them pretty hard. So I wish I could go to a bar right now and drink, actually, but I wish I could just go to a bar and just hang out and talk to people. I just like doing that. If I like talking to people, and it's hard, and bars are not easy to always, and they're loud, and it's hard to find a good place where you can just talk to people in life sometimes. Whoa, look at all that. What is that stuff? It's big ponds. See that? It's big pools of water everywhere. I wonder what all that stuff is. That's kind of creepy. It's scary looking. I don't know what this is. It must be so after I was kind of mentioning there's a guy down there. He looks like he's got sweatpants on. He looks comfortable. He's got a stick. What the heck could this be about? And so I thought I might have had a concussion. I'm not drinking. I haven't drank now for a couple of weeks. And the thing I kind of wanted to say that was a big point is that, and this could happen to you. This is what I believe happened to me, okay? So I went to the hospital, and they said, I said, the girl remembered me in the hospital, and I was and I mean, she was a nurse, and she didn't remember me. She heard of me. And I was I hope I was when I remember, because I was going to see the surgeon, and he's at this hospital 30 miles from my house in Chicago. They had seen me the night when I got sent in the ambulance to the hospital, and he's the one that sewed up my lips and my nose and stuff. And she kind of heard of me, and I was being popular to a nurse, I don't know. She was really beautiful, real nice. How good that is, when you come out of some sort of accident. And I told her I remembered when the surgeon was next to me, and I thought he was on a recliner, and he was my grandpa, and we were talking to each other. So I said, well, the other day I looked on my medical sheets. I have them in my backpack here, and I was what was my alcohol level? And it said none alcohol, none, or it said 284, and it was a different way of measuring your blood alcohol. and you move the decimal points 3 points over to the left, and it's 0.284, which people can go into a coma, I think, around 3. So I was like, that can't be right, because I can only count like 9 beers that I drank that night. And then I got hit by a car, or I wrecked my bike, which just doesn't totally seem right, or I got potentially like robbed or beat up or something. So I didn't like the idea of getting robbed, because I like Chicago and I just don't want to have a bad impression of it. I didn't like the idea of getting hit by a car, because I blame myself, because I know I drank, and I've been quitting drinking all this time, and then I did, and I'm getting to this important point that I want to like explain on here, because I think this is huge. So this guy's like blowing his nose out of the car. So the girl goes, your alcohol level was 0.284. And I was like, holy shit. Because I read on the internet the other day that if you weigh 175 pounds, which I don't, I weigh close to that. That is like the equivalent of drinking 12 beers in 1 hour. And so I was like, there's no way I drank 12 beers in 1 hour, That's what I was thinking. But they proved it in my blood. And so the only thing I can think happened was that there's the city over there. The only thing I can think in this river, the only thing I can think that happened is I remember a guy giving me a beer and a shot, and I must have just kept drinking. I must have just drank like shots or beer or something, like a lot of it really fast after that. And I don't remember. And I don't really do that many negative things. Like, I don't get in fights and stuff like that when I'm drinking. I actually get really slow and like tired and can't pay attention. But I also seem really happy, some people say. So, I'm wrecking my liver. So then the nurse, I'm like, well, so I remember that about the doctor is he was like, my grandpa, he's sitting in this nice chair, this like recliner, and he was the surgeon. So he was actually, and we were in a dark spot, I thought, and he was actually looking down at me with a light on his head, or, light lamps around us, probably with a mask on, doing surgery to my mouth and face. Well, putting in stitches, nylon stitches that are, that are degradable, or whatever they call that. You probably just eat them and shit them out, I bet. But, or they just stay in your face or something, and your body breaks it down. Because isn't nylon like plastic? So he put all of those stitches in my face without even any local anesthesia. And I think local anesthesia is when you give somebody a shot of Novocaine, if I'm not wrong about that. So after, I guess, around a 0.28, you don't feel any pain, which makes it a great painkiller, and it does help with muscle spasms. I've learned with alcohol, which is like awesome. I mean, if you have muscle spasms, but still, I mean, if you take it for something and all of a sudden you're addicted to it like every single day. So like I've said, I will drink like a couple beers here and then maybe next week I can keep going but then it's kind of like heroin or some giant drug. I had quit, I'm quitting, I'm doing good again, and then all of a sudden I get the feeling that I feel the best in the world. My body feels good, I'm riding my bike, I'm just like exercising, I feel really good, and I'm like, well, I'll go drink a few beers, and it turns into like 6, and then maybe it turned into 20, who knows, and then all of a sudden it's like overdosing on it. It's like I drank up to the level I used to drink when I was kind of like binge drinking, and I just did that, and I hadn't been drinking really. So, and a couple of beers here and there, I thought I had it under control, and then that happened, and it's like I don't have anything under control. Like, I totally misjudged it, and so now I still haven't drank since the accident. which was on the 20th of April. So it's been about, 14, 15, 16 days or something. And it seems like yesterday. It doesn't even seem, it's going to seem like, hopefully it'll always seem like that, because it happened, it's just so fast. The accident happened. And that's what I wanted to say that was the most important point to all this is, if you quit something and then you go back to it, your body, you might still try to take it as if you're normally taking it, and like some drug or whatever. And then all of a sudden, you take too much because that's what your tolerance used to be, or maybe that's what got you kind of drunk. But you take too much, and all of a sudden, you could kill yourself. So the thing that ended up happening, I might have skipped some things I was kind of explaining in the beginning, is that the thing that ended up happening was that I can see that if they can put needles in your face and you don't even need anesthesia, that's probably because part of your brain is not like registering that pain second to second, as time goes by. So if you can't feel that pain and you're forgetting it constantly, and you're not remembering that pain, then how can you remember, to stand? So I think that I could have fallen just flat on my face. And they said that I fell in a car on the police report, and like I said, I feel bad. I hope that I didn't hurt the guy's car. Like, I've looked for the car. The police said they put a ticket in case, something happened, and I'm sure it would probably be around the $300 price range. Like, I'm sorry about that, but I also don't know how I wrecked into the car, because it doesn't make sense, the road. Like, I made a video about that a day or two ago. So I want to keep making these videos. It sounds like, some people look at these videos. I don't know if people are really want to go about like typing in how to quit alcohol, because that's something that you kind of got to be like kind of truthful about to yourself and be like, okay, I'm really having a problem with alcohol. Like, sometimes it's the funnest thing I've ever done, and sometimes it's the very worst thing I've ever done. So, if you're having any kind of doubts and you're watching these videos, you can say anything. Make it a secret video. You make a new YouTube just so that you know who it is. Might not want to be linked to it and stuff like that, but I think it's important. And even if I can't get a job, or because of my tooth, or because people say, oh, you're an alcoholic, so you made videos and we searched your name, I even as embarrassing as sometimes that might be in the future, when I'm like, oh, I don't drink, I haven't drank for years, and I'm connected to this, I think this could be like, it can be positive, it's not like, it is positive, it's like easier for me to quit. And then if anybody else can relate to it, it's not something a lot of people can relate to. A lot of people can go drink a few beers or wine or something, but it's just not like that for me most of the time. It's mostly like, man, this is the best feeling I've ever had in my life. Maybe I'll go run down the street as fast as I can at the age of 37 and try to listen to see where there's a party, so I can run inside and show people how to make a chicken out of a towel. So, it's like, it's like, it's kind of I forgot the word, but everybody's different. Everybody's body's chemistry is different. Maybe you can relate to it. So anyway, good luck if you're quitting, and I'll just try to keep making these videos, and it's kind of, when I notice people are writing, I'm like, well, maybe this could be a great topic, like drugs, alcohol, anything. Like, if people can, it definitely is a great topic, but maybe it could help somebody just realize that there's other people out there like them, and there is a way out, and like, life can actually be like, you can still make it how you want it. Well, good luck to your life, and keep quitting. Bye.